There is a G code, a God code, a code that guarantees our win, a code that was written into our design even before we were born. So all of the functioning parts within our body, all of the functioning parts within this living system that we've come to live, breathe, and know have a code written behind them. This code, when we are fast asleep at night, causes our heart to beat automatically, causes our breath to breathe automatically, even our mind when we're dreaming functions all by itself because we're fast asleep. You see, this code causes our body parts to function in sync with life. And when the night is over, this is the code that wakes us up, kicks us out, and says, oh, it's time. There is another day. Here is another opportunity for you to get after it. As a matter of fact, it's this code that stirs us at night, that stirs us in our comfort, that stirs us in our minds, in our thought process, and does not allow us to rest. Because it was designed for greatness. This code was written for greatness. This God code within us was written so that we could shine, we could exemplify, we could glorify the Creator. A God code, a G code written so that we could win. Every time we wake up, we've won over death. Every day that we wake up, we've won over death. And it's this code that causes our heart to beat. It's this code that causes our lungs to breathe. It's this code that causes our eyes to water. It's this code that keeps life flowing within our body system, within this living organization. This code is pure perfection. It is pure perfection. It causes us to function when we, in ways that we don't even intend to function. We're not conscious of our breath. We're not conscious of our heartbeats. We're not conscious of many functions that happen automatically within our body. But this God code within us, by design, writes and scripts and organizes and puts into position and puts into place and puts things into function so that we can move, so that we can take on life yet again. It's kind of like that trainer in the corner with the boxer, that when the round is over, the boxer comes and leans into the corner and the trainer patches the boxer up, fixes the eye, fixes the nose, gives him a little bit of encouragement, and pushes the boxer back into the fight. Because you got more work to do. And that's what the code does for us. Every day we wake up, every time we're frustrated with a position that we've been in for too long, every time we're frustrated at procrastination, every time there is a concern that we are not fulfilling what we've been created to do, it's an alert from the code saying error to our system. It's time to get up. It's time to step out. It's time to step into. It's time to activate. It's time to move into what you were designed to do. This code within is relentless about life. This code is relentless about life. It keeps every silent, automatic part within our body functioning so that we can move, so that we can live, so that we can breathe, so that we can win. It doesn't matter at what point we are in life. It doesn't matter if we've tried big and we failed big. It doesn't matter if we failed 1,000,000 times. You see, the G code within this living organization that we are, it has some of the very same constructs as the G code within the New England Patriots that year that they won the Super Bowl after being down by 3 touchdowns in the Super Bowl after the second half. Oh man, everybody just knew that the Patriots were done, that the Falcons had the game. It was a wrap. TVs going off, people leaving the stands, ripping up the tickets, especially if you were a Patriots fan. You're like, this is crazy. This is garbage. But if you Google the New England Patriots being down by 3 touchdowns and still winning the game, you will see that they came out victorious. Everybody around looked in and looked at where the Patriots were at that point in the game, at that point in life, at that point in that situation and circumstance, and they just knew that it was over. Man, people have written you off. As a matter of fact, because you've heard the negativity so long, you've started to doubt your own self. You've started to doubt whether or not you can do it within your own right. But in that code, in that design, it was designed not only for your physical body to move and to function, not only for your heart to beat, not only for your brain to think and figure out, not only for your lungs to breathe, not only for your limbs to move, but there is a core belief, a core to that design that you are to exemplify, that you are to mirror, that you are to bring into existence a reflection of the master of the universe. So the master of the universe had in mind a masterpiece, wrote the code, put it into your design, and sent you into life with a gift, with a light, with a talent, with an ability that nobody else in this day and age has. So it doesn't matter if you're in the 3rd quarter, if you're in the second half of life, if you're 40 years old, if you're 50 years old, if you're 60 years old, if you're 35 years old, that God code within you was designed to keep you alive so that you can stay in the game. It was designed to keep you alive, like that trainer pushing the boxer back into the round, even after getting knocked down a couple of times. The fight is not over. 3rd quarter for the New England Patriots in the second half of the Super Bowl, down 3 touchdowns. The game is not over. There was still time on the clock. There is still time on your clock. There is still God-designed, written, scripted language within your construct, within your body, within your design. There is a G code within you that is sparking, that is igniting every instance, every moment. Even in your quiet time, you can't rest. Especially if you know you're not doing what you're supposed to do, what you really want to do. When you're sitting on the clock, you're uneasy. When you're wasting time on Facebook, on the phone, on whatever you're on, if it's not in line with the design, the error code will irk your system in some way, shape, or form. Whether it's a health thing or a mind thing, there is an alert that your system will let you know error, error, error. Got more greatness to accomplish. Thank God for those errors, for those uneasy times, for those unctionings, for those times of frustration, because otherwise we would not get up. We may not step out. we may not push into. In your design, that gift written within your code, written within your organization, within your organism, your living organization, it's no different than when the Patriots went back to the huddle. They had to go back to the huddle. They had to huddle up with the team. They had to huddle up with the coach. We got to huddle up with the life within us, with the design within us. Go back to the G code. They went back to their greatness code within their organization. And their greatness code said, it doesn't matter where we are in the game. We practice over and over and over again. We practice this. We've designed it within our systems. We've designed this within our organization. We've designed this within our plays that we run. We've designed this within our workouts that we do. We've designed this within all of the tests and the constructs that we've put our team through to prepare us for a time such as this, to prepare us to be down 21 points in one of the biggest games in the season and still have the ability to function appropriately. You see, that G code, that greatness code written within the designs and the constructs of the New England Patriots organization, as much as many people might not think of the Patriots in that light, it was just a code. It was by design. But in our design, in our person, even when we've tried big and we failed big, even when we failed big and got real low, even when we're at the bottom of the barrel, even when we've gotten a felony, we got, I don't know, however many kids, we've never gotten a degree, we never started the business that we said we were going to start 10 years ago, or we started the business and it failed 5 times, or we started the program that failed 10 times, 15 times. It doesn't matter how many times we failed. Because when the code went to work last night, the code made sure everything was in place so that we could wake up today and step out again. You see, the code is relentless. It's ever after keeping the systems functioning and running and optimizing and getting better and doing what they're supposed to do and keeping them running and keeping them alive and keeping you alive and pushing you back into that ring like that trainer so that we can get the win. You were designed to win. You're alive to win. The G code within you is no different. As a matter of fact, it's the origin. It's the beginning of what could have ever gotten close to the Patriots' design or their organization. It was designed within each and every one of the players on the team. It's just that when they brought it together, it was able to be exemplified in a sporting event, but how much more when you huddle up in your quiet time, and you huddle up in your alone time, and you huddle up and you get quiet within yourself and connect with your creator. Get quiet and connect to the mainframe, to the manufacturer, to the master of the universe. The master of the universe created a reflection of himself. A piece of perfection was designed, created, was written and scripted, and your name was stamped on it, sent into life. And here you are right now with breath in your lungs, with an opportunity, with a chance to do it yet again. The code went to work last night, fixing, putting together, pumping the blood, breathing the air, creating the cells, the T cells, the red cells, whatever kind of cells, the mucous membranes, digesting the food, all just so that you could get up again and back into life, back on the game, back on the field, back on the court, back in the game. Shot clock, game clock is still running, still time on the clock. And you were designed to win. designed to win. So with every measure of life that is still left in you, know that there is a God code within you. And all you have to do is find a way to turn inward, to sit still, to block out the noise. You see, the Patriots didn't get caught up in the hype. Everybody knew the game should have been over. The referees probably thought the game was over. Hell, some of the coaches probably figured the game was over. But those guys that lined up on that field, they blocked out the noise. They blocked out the noise. And when they were able to block out the noise, they could concentrate on the greatness of the design, the greatness of the code, the greatness of the scripted language that they practiced time and time again. Where here's the beauty of your G code, the God code within you, that even when you've not intentionally practiced or intentionally worked on, intentionally tried, the code works on your behalf. All you got to do is connect back with the code, connect back with the mainframe, connect back with the creator. Because all of the difficulties that you've gone through, all of the struggles, the trials, the tribulations, or the victories and successes that have gotten you to this point, they were practice, training. The reason that you have life right now is not so that you can plateau and it be over, you've gotten where you need to go, or you can't go any further. You still have life because there is still juice to get out of your grape, to make some sweet wine, to make some sweet life, to be an established marker, signpost, influencer, encourager, motivator, some form of inspiration for those to come behind you, those to accompany you. And it's all in your design. It's all in your God code, your G code within you. It was born in you. It was created even before you were born. And it's intentional. It is intended that you get in here, that you get in the game, second half down by 3 touchdowns. It's intended to see what you are made of in that element, because by design, you were designed to prevail. 2 knockdowns in the 7th round, both eyes closed. The trainer knows that, man, we practiced this. You're still in good shape. Your breath is going. The G code is still working. That greatness code, that God code, that design of our training program, of those trials and tribulations, of all of those adversities that we've gone through. Oh, it's by design. All we got to do is get you to get up. You're still alive. All you have to do is get up after you've gotten down, gotten quiet, connect with the manufacturer, tapped into the mainframe, gotten re-energized, found a resource from the source of all things, and be reminded that at any point in your process, you can make your life sweeter than it already is. SugarCane Express.